damaging effects of insults, which can be very much more devastating and damaging than physical violence. The damaging effects of insults affects you psychologically and can foster a lot of anger and violence within you that is suppressed, that can end up be expressed in very unhealthy and violent ways for society. But as far as insults are concerned, and verbal insults, verbal violence, it can't really be monitored and criminalized, because then everybody would be in prison. The whole world would be in prison for disrespecting others or swearing to others or whatever, insulting others. So this is something where we have to promote and develop a better human being, a more respectful human being, a more peaceful, loving, compassionate human being, rather than the opposite, rather than the angry, violent human being full of jealousy and hatred. We need to promote and foster and develop love amongst human beings. Then there will cease to be insults. But in this society, violence is promoted, not love. The underlying theme is violence and anger that's being promoted and encouraged. So there will be more disrespect and there will be more insults. So when you insult somebody, you may be attacking them, and you may be making fun of somebody, saying that they're fat. But the thing about this type of insult is that the fact of the matter is that most of the population is becoming more unfit and obese and overweight. So if more of the population is overweight and fat, then they will not really be able to insult each other in that way, because they are the same. So there will be less insults of people being fat and people making fun of each other for being fat, because everybody's fat. So if everybody's fat, then it wouldn't be an insult anymore, because if you call somebody fat, then he'll be like, well, you're fat too. So then it equalizes. So there'd be no reason to insult because of your weight. So, and in addition, when people make fun of you for being overweight, that can motivate you to better yourself and get in better shape. That's something that you have some degree of control over, and you could better yourself, so then maybe these people will not make fun of you. But that shouldn't be your sole motivation to exercise. But the fact of the matter is, you can go through steps to lessen the degree of insult directed towards your weight by working hard and exercising, eating healthy, and so forth. But like I said, the majority of the population is unfit. So if everybody is overweight, then they will not be able to insult each other, because it equalizes. Alright, so if more of the population drinks alcohol, then people will not be able to really make fun of each other for drinking alcohol, because everybody drinks it. So somebody insults somebody saying, oh, he's an alcoholic, but then the other person could turn around and say, well, you're an alcoholic too, you drink just as much as I do. So if everybody's an alcoholic, then that will cease to be an insult that can be used. So say if everybody is the same race, you go in a certain community and everybody is white, then everybody in that community cannot really make fun of each other for being white, because somebody says, oh, you're white, ha ha ha. The other person will turn back around and will say, you're white too, so why are you laughing? So it's just the insults kind of, people try to point out differences and try to make themselves appear to be above other people, and that's what they make fun of people for. That's what bullying basically is. So if somebody knows how to fight, they can make fun of people that don't know how to fight and bully them around. But then if everybody knows how to fight, then it would be like, well, you make fun of me that I don't know how to fight. Well, I know how to fight. So it's just basically, people will always try to find something to make fun of somebody else that's a little different than them. You know, something as simple as clothing. Somebody says, oh, your clothes are raggedy. But if everybody wore very nice clothes, then that wouldn't really be an option for insult anymore, because the clothes that the person is wearing is just as nice as the person who's trying to make fun of the clothes. So this goes on and on. Then it comes to cars. Who has a better car? So if everybody drove the same car, the same luxury car, everybody's driving around in Porsches, then they wouldn't really be able to make fun of this person for having a Ford or a car that's not as luxurious. So you notice that everybody is doing whatever they can to not be made fun of. So, you know, people make fun of women for being flat-chested. So then they have this technology with breast implants, and now more and more women are getting breast implants. So then they are not a victim of being insulted for having a smaller chest. Men who are being insulted because they're out of shape may result to take steroids to try to get in shape or to appear as if they're fit, so then people will not insult them anymore. So everybody is trying so hard to not be insulted. They want to drive the nicest car, have the nicest home, have the nicest clothes, so then people will not insult them. And you see, the issue is not really about certain words that are said, but it's more about just learning to respect other human beings. The problem with insulting a person's race is that the person can't change their race, and that brings more inner pain for people, because that's something they cannot change. The problem with insulting a person's age is they cannot do anything about their age, and when you insult them because of the age, people could take great offense. The problem with insulting a person's religion is that a lot of people grew up on a certain religion, and that's just a part of them. It's a part of their being. It's so ingrained in them that they take great offense when you insult that part of them that they feel that they cannot change. So everybody is trying their hardest to not be insulted, but yet there's so much negativity in this world, so much people that have hatred and jealousy and envy, and there's so much misery that people like to see other people in misery, because that makes them feel better as well. It feels good when they can place themselves above somebody else. It feels good to somebody who looks at somebody that doesn't have as much as they do. That makes them feel good. Somebody that is ugly will feel good when he sees somebody that's uglier than he is. People are so used to having that train of thought that somebody has to be below them in order to feel better about themselves. That's a very deficient way of thinking.